Starts it. Good morning. Do you know what day it is?
Let me ask you a question, Mark. Do you remember?
Do you remember? That is right. It is the 21st of September today. And when you talk about days that are just absolute layups of content, there's so much to talk about today. So, and shout out to Donna Goldfarb, making sure that we were on the ball for today's huddle and alerting us to what today's National Day was, which we'll talk about later. But gotta appreciate the accountability partners.
I loved it. I thought she did great. I was impressed. I am open to content suggestions. On the other hand, preparing for tomorrow's huddle, which I will be doing from the Delta Lounge at the airport. Nothing, man. A big group. I was like, give me a birthday. Give me a National Day. Give me
something.
It was Andrea Bocelli's birthday, so I could have made something work there, but that would have been a real leap.
I always my mind immediately goes back to the Johnny Appleseed day that I did when I did an entire day about Johnny Appleseed.
Well, you will see. I pulled it together really nicely. There's some really good stuff there, and you know what? It's okay that it made me work. It's okay.
Good morning to the crowd as they shuffle in. Lindsay, James, David, Christy, Dee, Debbie, Donna, thank you guys for being here this morning. Love you guys. Love the Nudelberg Daily Huddle and ready to get after it. So the reason you will be at the airport tomorrow, though, is because we are on our way to Cincinnati this week to spend some time with the Roar Agency, which is not to be confused with Roar Station, where I work out, and not to be confused with the Bearcat Roar.
That is, although, they are Bearcat fans. So let's
excited to get up there and talk a little bit of Cincinnati Bearcat football with them.
You know what? Here's the thing, though. They are solid people, and I am coming with everything I got for them. Like, I'm pumped up because they trust us, they like us, they're going to know us, and we are going to get them on the ball. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be cold.
Yeah, cool. I don't know about cold. It's going to be cool.
Dude.
Down in the 50s at night.
It's a 40-degree swing. Like, hello.
Yeah, I've lived there. So like to me, cold is, you hit the 30s, you hit the mid 40s. It's like, all right, this is intolerable. 50s, I could throw on a sweatshirt and jeans and be comfortable in the 50s. So let's get to some wake up music and then let's get to the content.
Wake up, everybody. Wake up, come on, wake up, everybody, teach a new way, maybe then they'll listen what you have to say. Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in there, no more back to thinking, time for thinking ahead, come on now.
If you were not awake before, having Teddy yell at you to wake up is a great way to get it done, right?
I dig it every single morning. I look forward to it. It cues me up. Henry Paisano's here. Henry, you missed us shouting you out for your birthday yesterday. Hope it was epic.
Absolutely. And so speaking of birthdays, there's absolutely a legendary birthday today. And to really get us all started on the right foot, I'm going to bring him in to give us some words of wisdom on how to visualize success. Show me Bill Murray's birthday.
What an incredible Cinderella story. This unknown comes out of nowhere to lead the pack. At Augusta, he's on his final hole. He's about 455 yards away. He's going to hit about a 2-iron, I think. When he got all of that, the crowd is standing on its feet here at Augusta. The normally reserved Augusta crowd going wild. For this young Cinderella who's come out of nowhere, he's got about 350 yards left. He's going to hit about a 5-iron, I expect, don't you think? He's got a beautiful backswing. He got all of that one. He's got to be pleased with that. The crowd is just on its feet here. He's a Cinderella boy. Tears in his eyes, I guess, as he lines up this last shot. He's got about 195 yards left, and looks like he's got about an 8-iron. This crowd has gone deathly silent. Cinderella story, out of nowhere. A former greenskeeper now about to become the Masters champion. It looks like a miracle. It's in the hole! It's in the hole!
Hey, young fella, I was hoping.
So it's as classic as it gets. I was going to ask the question, but our friend Dan Nelson actually played there. I remember when it was being filmed there.
It's a great course.
It's a great course. I mean, it is just so amazing. Hopefully you played well, Dan. Happy birthday to Bill Murray. This blew my mind. How old is Bill Murray?
Does anybody want to answer it? Should we let people answer it before?
Let people answer.
I mean, obviously I know the answer, but I mean, that blew your mind? That was the age?
You know what?
Did you think he was older or younger?
I think of myself, like I'm not that much younger than him. Like, he's not old. Oh shit, I'm right behind him. It's
right.
Pretty crazy.
So aside from the Cinderella story, and like that really, like, it's funny, but like it's really great exercise, right? Like that is, we talked a lot about the inner dialogue and the words you say to yourself, and like that's what it is. That's the exercise. And shout out to Chris Pollock who got it. 71. Bill Murray is.
I'm like, when did he become 71? I mean, he's a contemporary of mine. Crazy.
Great guess by Robert. Robert hits it with a great guess, who is a Lafayette alum, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Played ball at Lafayette. Him and I connected through LinkedIn, and he's got a cool elevator company that he does a lot of work with down here. And him and I are going to catch up for coffee over the next couple weeks.
So is he going up or down?
Always going up.
So got to use this opportunity because Chris Pollock's here. I'm doing some work for one of Chris's clients. We talked about this before. He reached out and said, I would like to buy your services for a client of mine. And so I'm doing this webinar. He was so grateful. I was gone. He said, I'm sending you a package. I was like, I don't know. I came back from the weekend, and he got me a gift certificate to my favorite restaurant.
Really?
Dude is on point, man. You know how to make an impression. You always have. Kudos to you, and I will be savoring a steak and bottle of wine and thinking of you doing it, man.
I love it. Well, we love to talk about sports here on the show, and on this date in history, Monday Night Football premiered, so I thought it was appropriate to take us back to that time in history. Show me the inaugural Monday Night Football game.
Check it.
15 seconds to air. Stand by, all cameras.
Ready with slow motion and isolated cameras.
Stand by, videotape, and roll tape.
And tape is rolling in less than 5, in 3, 2, 1.
Take tape.
And it's a staple. I mean, forever. Last night, it was a great game last night.
You know what a bigger staple is? The Jets lost.
Well, okay. So
I think we've lost more on Monday night than anybody else.
So
goes to show you we just lost more than everybody.
For a discount promo code to any get on the ball course of your liking, anybody who can tell me who beat the Jets in the inaugural Monday Night Football game will get to choose the get on the ball course that they want, and I will send them the promo code for that course.
What you should really do is offer up some kind of nugget. Forget about them buying anything. Just you could do a 15-minute something or other. But the reality is, the Monday Night Football franchise has just become a thing. And we talked about this. Football is great right now. There's a lot of good players, good football, good stuff. happening. It's really I'm digging it, you know.
Tony Cappuccini with the Browns. Excellent answer. The first one in. Good guess by Jonathan Fishman with the Colts, but the Browns was the correct answer, and the Browns have come back to be pretty successful right now themselves. Jeremy Turner said themselves.
Here's the thing: you cannot play with yourself on Monday Night Football.
I love it. It's so
here's the thing, though: if you went to Google to find the answer, shame on you, because it's the things you do when no one's watching.
So also on this day in history, one of our all-time favorite songs debuted, Jimi Hendrix, All Along the Watchtower, which in my mind, the most epic scene where that music was being played comes from Bronx Tale, one of our favorite movies. But the last piece of go ahead.
Before you move on from that, here's a cool exercise to look at all of the cover songs that all the other people that did Along the Watchtower.
Oh my, well, yeah. Dave Matthews does an unbelievable one.
Dave Matthews does a great one, but there's a litany of people who took that song and did it in their own iteration. Some jazz, some blues, some rock. Really, really unbelievable quality song, but nothing better than the man himself.
So the last piece of content is in 2008. Mad Men wins the Outstanding Drama Series, making AMC the first basic cable network to ever win that award. So I pulled out a 2-minute clip from that series that I think might spark a little bit of conversation before we head on to the rest of the content. Show me Mad Men and why it won the award.
Technology is a glittering lure, but there's the rare occasion when the public can be engaged on a level beyond flash if they have a sentimental bond with the product. My first job, I was in-house at a fur company with this old pro copywriter, Greek, named Teddy. And Teddy told me the most important idea in advertising is new. Creates an itch. You simply put your product in there as a kind of calamine lotion. But he also talked about a deeper bond with the product. Nostalgia. It's delicate, but potent. Sweetheart. Teddy told me that in Greek, nostalgia literally means the pain from an old wound. It's a twinge in your heart, far more powerful than memory alone. This device isn't a spaceship. It's a time machine. It goes backwards, forwards. It takes us to a place where we ache to go again. It's not called the wheel. It's called the carousel.
So, first of all, the writing in that show was
the language. The language is so good.
Like every single word. So I if you have never seen it, you should, because it can't be dated. It's about nostalgia. It's about a period of time. It's a timepiece. But he was so good in that role, and knowing that he was not perfect. The hero is never perfect.
Right.
It's such a great metaphor for all of us. None of us are ever perfect. Nobody ever does it right all the time. But the stories, the interweaving of how he came up with creative is legitimately, and at that time we had the agency. I was so proud to do what I did. I went out for martini lunch just to say I did,
Yeah. So what he's talking about there in that clip is talking about nostalgia and talking about that nostalgic emotional connection to a product, I think if you fast forward, what social media allows you to do when you share memories that you have is draw connections to people that you don't know that pulls on that exact thing. You're able to hit that nostalgic button for somebody, which then makes them feel a certain way, which starts that connection. And so like they're talking about it in the way of how to produce a product and how to advertise a product. But in a world where we talk about marketing yourself every day and what content to share, what are you sharing in your content that's nostalgic to you, that might be nostalgic to somebody else, that draws a connection point when they come across it?
You know, when you think about it, the feed is its own carousel.
It's a carousel.
Updated carousel of constant forward, backwards, real-time family, connection points. That's a fabulous, fabulous pull to really crystallize what's going on right now. It's never really changed. The business that, Warren is in, my photo that, what used to be Polaroid, whatever, there will be more photos taken today than in all of creation up until today.
Exactly.
So we are a picture taking culture that now it's fast. I mean, remember, you used to have to go to I don't know if you remember, but you used to have to go get them developed.
Sure. I mean, like the version of that now is like you can literally send the pictures from your phone to CVS to get them printed. If you want them, like you have a lot of different print shops that you can do that with. But in a world where we're taking more pictures than ever, if you're not leveraging those to put your pictures into the carousel, that's an opportunity that's getting missed every day. So great start. Yeah, go ahead. What you got?
I don't know why we would even leave this topic, because it's so perfect that when you look at what that carousel was showing, pictures of him and his wife, picture of him and his kids, it's legitimately the same thing. Those are personal connection points that when you put them not inward, outward, well, then you can show people, hey, this is what's important to me.
So let's stay on this conversation, but let's maybe hit a nostalgic button for somebody with the motivational morning music, which had to be obviously the 21st of September. And then we'll come back and continue to talk about it. All right, so I'm going to pull it all together real quick because go ahead.
Quick thing. People do ask, what's the best concert you've ever seen? By far, hands down, Earth, Wind, and Fire. At a time when Doug Henning was doing their show, stupid good.
Just grooving, right?
The Spaceships. It was the album after that one, which was insane.
I always loved that song in particular because growing up as a kid, like they were talking about September. And like September was my birthday month. So I thought it was so cool to have a song that was like about my month, like but I want to tie this all together because, Mary Beth put a great comment out there. She said, use photos to say personal thank yous. Absolutely, right? That's what we talk about. Why you're with somebody, you take a selfie together, you have somebody take a picture so that you can share not only who you're with, but you can share what you learned from them or the time you had with them. And that's a personal way to publicly thank them. But the other side of that is, how you use video to send that personal thank you. So bang, you take the picture, you can post that publicly, then you follow up with a personalized video. I sent 3 follow-ups yesterday through video. 3 for 3 all came back. Wow, excellent use of video. Thank you for the video. Love the personalized video. All of that still rings true. Pictures and images matter because of what it does to the person, how it makes them feel.
The whole idea of making an impression, leaving an impression, it's, that lasting touch, that boom, you took the time to think it, do it, send it. People would, really respect that and admire it. And it's all about, that kind of take the extra step and let people know what you're thinking.
And it ties back to the forward, right? Like that's your content. The pictures you're sharing can tie into your forward, right? Family, occupation, recreation. And then I love what you did with changing dreams to daily, because it's that reminder that you should be taking pictures of all of that daily, right? Like I'm now in the habit of, like, even if we're just sitting at the table, I got my phone out and I'm popping candid pictures of everybody else, not me. But I got great pictures from this past weekend in Tampa of, Irma's birthday and who was there and what we were doing. Just by pulling out my phone and snapping away, I have the ability to go back and use any of that at any time as content.
Yeah, it's the whole idea that it's internal and external. I take a lot more pictures than I actually post. Those pictures are for me.
Right.
I want to capture the moment. I don't want to not live in the moment. I don't want to get away from that. I want to live in the moment, but I want to capture it at the same time. And it's so uncanny that, the number one tool for social media is photos. And when people say, man, I just don't take a lot of photos, why? I mean, it's the simplest thing ever,
So tie it together with today, which is National Gratitude Day, and photos being an unbelievable way to say thank you to someone. Take the pictures, get your camera out, create your carousel. Like I think about my timeline, like when somebody goes to my page and looks at my activity, that's my carousel. They're going to scroll through that. They're going to not only see what I'm writing and what I'm putting out there, but they're going to see who it is I'm doing it with and what I'm doing and where it is. Create your carousel. Take it on National Gratitude Day. Use your carousel to be grateful for all of the people and all the things you have in your life.
So this LinkedIn user is actually Ginger.
Oh, nice.
And she was in town last week. We're working on a big project together. I'm really excited. When the time is right, we'll share it. But we had dinner. We had a great time. I've known Ginger since I'm in 9th grade. And I was so proud to take a picture with Helen and share that with the world, that I still have a friend from 9th grade, man. And she's super, super smart, super great. And why wouldn't I want to do that? So that's what this is all about. And the naysayers, the people who are just, there's always going to be the peanut gallery trying to hold you back. This is where, and tomorrow I'm going to talk about storytelling, because I'm making a presentation to United Way, to all of their volunteers today, about storytelling. Storytelling is not only what you tell other people, it's what you tell yourself. There's a spin involved in everything you do. And if you beat yourself up, people on the outside will know. And conversely, if you tell people, I'm proud of this moment, boom, that's really where the connectivity is.
And I'm going to let Jake end the show the way he wants to end the show, because he did grab a great Denzel video about gratitude. So on National Gratitude Day, we're thankful for the Daily Huddle. We're thankful for you guys. We're thankful for this time that we spend together. Denzel will take us out. Have a fantastic Tuesday.
I pray that you put your slippers way under the bed tonight, so that when you wake up in the morning, you have to get on your knees to reach them. And while you're down there, say thank you for grace. Thank you for mercy. Thank you for understanding. Thank you for wisdom. Thank you for parents. Thank you for love. Thank you for kindness. Thank you for humility. Thank you for peace. Thank you for prosperity. Say thank you in advance for what's already yours. It's how I live my life. That's why I am, one of the reasons why I am today. Say thank you in advance for what is already yours.
Excellent. See you guys. Have a great day.